and not negatives, okay? It's either credibility, affordability, they want to talk to somebody. So Steve, no, and I'm not just talking shit on you, but you sent me over a call and you said, hey, this guy really doesn't want it. And I said, Steve, I'm going to make sure I try really hard on this one since he doesn't want it, right? I got on the phone and I said, hey, my rep, you have any questions? But my rep said you weren't interested. And he said, I really wasn't paying attention. And I pitched him the policy again, and he laid the fuck down on a pillow and a blanket and bought it off me in the fastest close I've probably ever had in the last 6 months. So it's not, there's two rights. For all the good closers out here, okay, there are two lies and one truth. The customer is lying to you, the person flipping the bill is lying to you, and the truth is being discovered by you. Okay? Don't believe it's just, you gotta understand in 4 minutes, it's not your job to determine if they don't want it or not. If they really don't want it, what would they do? Yeah, they have an easy out, bro. If they're still on the phone, there's a fight. But I haven't felt in years. I've been doing this for 18 years. I haven't actually had a true feeling in years. I'm dead inside. So when you tell me the customer doesn't want it, I don't feel anything. I wish I could feel, bro. I pay a lot of money to therapists to try to feel again, okay? I don't fucking feel, so it doesn't bother me. But you got to think, like, when you give a call to a closer, depending on the day they're having, if they're already having a bad day because they're getting beat up and you're like, yo, this customer doesn't want it, they're going to approach it like the customer doesn't want it. They're only human. I'm not. I'm a human being with no feelings. I'm fucking cold, dead. It hurts. I'm like somebody else, right? But that's not my whole point. The next thing, I spent a week out in Riverside. I appreciate you guys so much more. I just want to say I loved you and I missed you and I never want to leave you again. I think you guys are fucking great. I think you're doing a really good job. But the reason why, looking at them and looking at us, the reason we're so good is that you guys buy in and you follow the system. And if you don't buy in, we say bye-bye, right? You guys buy in, you follow the system. You're like sponges. You ask questions. You want to learn. You don't try to do too much. You do exactly what we ask of you, and we get the job done, and we build each other up around here. Like, it's loud in here. We have a good time. We make shit happen. We fucking got sports on one TV. We got Fox News on the other, so we can see car chases in Los Angeles only. Anything else. But, like, it's a good time to hear. It's all good vibes, right? We have a winning culture. So what's happening here is everybody's writing deals for the most part. So if you're not writing deals, you feel left the fuck out. You're like, what the fuck am I? You start becoming self-aware and start taking accountability for your own actions. You're like, okay, if this person got a deal, this person got a deal, this person got a deal, but I don't know, what the fuck am I doing wrong, right? It's me, it's the user, right? Because there's 1,000,001 reasons these people shouldn't buy it, right? There's 1,000,001 reasons you can't get them on the phone. We're not paying you guys to think, we're paying you to do. And in here, it's fucking all gas all day. I love it. Even when it's slow, we still write deals. When it's fast, we write more deals. When it's in medium, we still write deals. All we do is write fucking deals. It's because we have a winning fucking culture in here, okay? And it's because you guys come in here and you buy in. And it's nice to see we got a lot of new young guys and girls in here that are coming in here and you're really buying the fuck in. So we're building the next Javier and Hassan and Brian and Mikey and Mina and shit like that. We're building that next generation up and you guys are buying into it and I'd love to see it. I'm saying all this to let you know this is not a fucking slot machine. It's not by chance. We're doing it right. I've seen it done so fucking wrong for a week straight that I know we're on the fucking money. So what you guys are doing and what Sean's doing, running this floor, you guys is absolutely fucking working. This is not luck. This is what happens when hard work meets opportunity. That's all this is. This is what hard work is meeting opportunity. We're giving you guys an opportunity to make money, and you're working fucking hard. And it's going to pay the fuck off, and you guys are doing great at what you do. I missed you so much. I never want to leave you again. I'm sorry, baby. I'll never do that again. I'll never text some other girls in Riverside. I promise. All right? You can go through my phone if you want, and please take me back, okay? I'll sleep on the couch if I have to. I love you, and I'm sorry for leaving, and I miss you, baby, and it'll never happen again, and I promise, okay? But I'm really proud of you guys. You're kicking ass.
Welcome back.
Look, I didn't even mean that. I haven't felt years. No, but I did. No, but it was good to see how bad things could be. You know when they say you never miss a good thing till it's gone? Yeah. Well, I really miss you guys because this is a good fucking thing you guys got going here. With that said, I will pass over to Sean, but I love you with my whole heart. Thank you, sir.
All right. So wow, these roles are normally switched. Normally he's the one saying all the shitty stuff, and I'm the one that's like really nice and shit. Now he said all the nice stuff. Now there are things we do need to work on now. So let's get down to business. Now I'm going to be the asshole now. So the one thing that we are dealing with, I'm sorry, you weren't supposed to hear that. I thought you had a door and shit, man. I'm sorry. Thought he had a door. So, the number one thing that is holding us up at this point, if I'm being honest, is the very end of all our calls. tying down flips and tying down your closes at the end to make sure they are not bouncing back. First off, I'll touch on closing and then I'll move into opening. With closing, the number one thing you want to avoid that fucks up your day, slows you, and gets you in a pissed off mood is having your deal sent back to you. It's everyone, if you've ever closed a deal, it sucks. You do all this, you high five the opener, you write it on the board, you sit down at your desk to breathe for a second, it's like, hey, it needs to be sent back. It's like, fuck. Like, the last thing you want to do is try to sell this person again. And if we can do things to avoid that from happening, we absolutely, by any means necessary, need to. So we have all been given, and I'm going to just keep talking about it, the pre-verification script. If you're not doing your own version very similar, or if you're not sure, just reading that thing word for word, I'm telling you, 90% of the reasons they kick back is literally in that script. It is 30-day, 1,000-mile waiting period. It is not sure the amount of the monthly installments. It is not sure when they're coming out. Those are the three major things, or the money we have today. That's not as often, but like those are the reasons they kick deals back. And the pre-verification script literally goes over all of that. So if you are sending a deal and not tying it down, because then what happened, you have to understand. If anybody sees our flip jersey queue has been pretty fucking busy lately, which is exactly how we want it to be. That is how this plays and everyone makes money. But the worst thing for that, when we have 8 total closers in there, is we have to send your own call back to you. Now, we do understand verifiers in other areas. We're working with them as well because we need everybody on the same page as us. But we can only control what's in our control. I can't make somebody in Riverside verify better. I can clean up my end of the deal a little better, so I don't even have to worry about how they're verifying it. And on the same thing on the open, the number one thing, and you have to understand, I went over this, there is a good chance there's going to be some downtime in a queue at this point. It is not avoidable. It is still a smoother system than you telling me, putting them on pause, unpause, me looking for a rep. I promise I've seen more deals lose that way than if they sit 45 seconds in a queue. They need to be 100% prepped on what is going to happen. Look, on my end, your account's locked. I don't want to see them put a red flag on the VIN when the account's locked. So bear with me one moment. You're going to hear clicking and hold music. I'm going to figure out exactly what we have to do to get this unlocked. Bear with me one moment. It has to be something along those lines where you are explaining to them what's going to happen. I would even say, look, there's a lot of people that are dealing with this. It's the end of the year, so sometimes you have to wait a little longer. But I promise you're next in line, and we're going to make sure you're taken care of. Make up anything. I always use whatever's happening around me to my best. So I know it's getting close to the end of the year. So they understand if we say we're calling hundreds of thousands of people, it's like, look, it's just if this gets closed out before the end of the year, there's nothing I can do. So there may be a little more wait, but I promise we'll get you taken care of. Something along the line so they are prepped for what is happening, because we want the queue to be filled, but the last thing we want is the queue to be filled with duds and things that aren't there. We've condensed your job as the fronter very purposely because I want everybody I don't want to spray and pray. I want to have a sniper so you know exactly what your job is. It is precise on what you are doing. But with that, you understand you're taking care of less of the responsibility. So your end better be locked down even better than ever because we don't need you asking for money. We don't need you fighting for the $299. I don't need you mentioning the monthly installment. But they all better know that they're going to be on hold for coverage where we need to figure out what needs to be done because something is past due. It's like if we're making your job a little bit easier as far as taking care of some of the legwork on the back end, in my head, the first thing I would do is make sure I am locking this person in so no one's ever going to hang up. What were you going to say, David?
So when you put it in the queue, right? It's like all the customers are being a call. Can you go back into the customer and tell them can you just wait 1 minute? So you can. I'm just going to pre-warn you though. The way a queue system works, if you're waiting 90 seconds in a queue and you pull that call back and talk to them, you are now fresh in the queue again. So let's say you were at the top of the queue and there were 3 people below you. If you pull that back, you're now at the bottom. So I think it's better at that point to let them, to have them be prepped for the wait instead of pulling them back to possibly make the wait longer. Because I hate extending the wait. My goal is to make it as little as possible. And generally, I will say, I know there was a little longer today. I had a bunch of things going on. I normally am very much on this dialer, and if a call hits 90 seconds in the queue, which is about my mark where something should have happened by now, I am generally going through my courses or having to take the call or what needs to be done at that point.
And this is how the world go round. And as now we have a full office that is learning and getting better, there'll probably be a point in a couple weeks or a month where we're going to add somebody else into that queue that is doing a little bit better. And that's where like you then get more responsibilities, which comes with more opportunities, which comes with more ability to make money in this place. Like this place is 100% opportunity based. Like everyone, when you get here, you all get the same opportunities. You'll still get the same levels of calls off the dialer sent from the same place. Then when you realize you're able to do this, everything is a filter system. So the first filter is the people overseas getting all the fuck yous and people that have nothing to do with the warranty. They're not out of it. Now, if you get through a filter system, make it a little smaller, now what you did is I now qualified, they have a car that qualifies for coverage and they understand this is a warranty. Now I can get them to the next level. So like, and then eventually at the bottom of the filter is the deal. That's where it comes down to at the end. And if you just continue to think of it that way, it's like they got out all the bullshit that was never going to buy it. I got out all the people that didn't qualify. Anyone that says 300,000 miles told me to fuck off when they got it to me. I got all those out of the way. And then, well, and that's where the opportunity comes. Because if you could talk to 40 people a day that there's a vehicle on the screen, they qualify for coverage, like that's how you can get 9 deals in a day and 5 opens. That's how you can get 14 units in a day, which equals about $20 a unit, which is a $250 day on top of your hourly wage. You know what I mean? Like those are numbers that are happening in this place. And it all comes with, like Chris said, everybody here is finally, I feel like trusting the process. Like anything I'm saying here is only to put more deals on that board, which puts more deals in your paycheck. Nothing I ever tell you is anything other than I think and my opinion over doing this years and taking tens or hundreds of thousands of calls. This is the best system to make deals appear on the board. And the best way to get an office that has good morale, where everybody's working for each other, is have everybody getting deals and making money. It's the number one if I promise, if I had this same energy and everybody in here was making $500 a week, this shit would fucking suck. Nobody would listen. It wouldn't matter how many things are on the TVs. And it wouldn't matter how many things we're giving you. None of that would matter. It matters because the system can make you $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 a week. Plus, these are real numbers that people in this office are making on a weekly basis. This isn't like, cool, I got to $1,400 that week. That's freaking sick. No, that's what I make. I make $1,500 plus a week. I'm making $75,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year with no college experience, just because I came in here, bought into a system, got leads that were provided for me. We're not telling you to prospect. We don't need you to look in for leads. We don't need you to go through yellow pages. There's some jobs. I've worked sales jobs in the past. The first 2 hours of the day is prospect. Find yourself 100 leads you can call. And if you did that shit and nothing was there after those 100 leads, you just wasted all your time and you have nothing to go for it. There is a dialer that is, I'll say constantly for lack of a better term, but constantly providing leads to you as best as we can yell at them and make it happen. But the point is, you don't got to click nothing. You don't got to look for a number. You don't got to manually dial it. There's something that is constantly pumping what in their eyes is qualified leads in front of you. And if you can do your job of getting from the first filter, whether you're ready to close it and take it all the way to the bottom, or if you're not ready yet, just getting the qualified people into more qualified reps' hands, that's how this ends up being that 65 a day that we're trying to get to. So we're at about 2 o'clock, 33 by lunch. Let's keep the same exact energy second half. Home warranty, if we hear any new news about that, we will let you know. But as of now, it's still mixed. Let's have a big second half. All right, guys?